Good morning, students. Today I am going to start your 4th chapter of your Flamingo book, that is the Rattrap, which is written by Selma Lagerlöf. Children, we should know something about the author first. Selma Lagerlöf was a Swedish writer. She was born in 1858 and she took her last breath in 1940. She was the first female writer to win Nobel Prize in Literature in 1909. The most remembered book is The Wonderful Adventure of Niles. Initially, she was a teacher. In 1895, she devoted herself completely to writing. She wrote several books, including novels and collection of stories. Selma's authorship is deeply rooted in folk tales, legends, stories from her home district, which was there in Sweden. Her work provides realistic depictions of people's circumstances, ideas, and social lives during 19th century. Now the theme of the chapter, children. The story holds both entertainment merit as well as philosophical merit. A universal theme runs through it. There is a belief that the essential goodness in human being can be awakened through understanding and love. The story focuses on human loneliness and the need to bond with others. This can be illustrated through many characters in the story like peddler, comforter, iron master and his daughter, who were pleased to have another person with them, especially during the Christmas season. The story takes off in Sweden during the Industrial Revolution. During this time, many iron workers lost their job to machines and many others gained job working in factories. The character of the story is one of these iron master who lost his job to machine. He is now a traveling rat-trap salesman. This is not, however, a good living. One day, a thought comes in his mind that life is giant rat trap, and if you take a bait, you are caught. That same night, he stays at an elderly man's house who allow him to stay because he needs shelter. This is where the story actually takes off. The main character decides that, main character means peddler, decides that for some odd reason he would be a good idea to steal the old man's money. Of course, at this point he is forced to go into hiding and he gets lost doing it. When he is lost and he tries to stay the night at the metal working factory, where he meets iron master who mistakes him to his old friend. The man iron master invites the peddler to his house for Christmas. Unluckily, though, the man finds out that he is not his old friend, but thanks to his daughter who let him stay there. Anyway, at the end of the story, the peddler leaves a note stating that he made a mistake and got caught in his own rat trap. He thanks the daughter, means Itla, for giving him a second chance and helping him out. At this point, he returns the comforter's money to mend his ways. Now the character of the story, children. First, the main character, that is the peddler. Peddler was a man who dragged his cheerless existence, dreaming ill fate for the rich people whom he perceived as a rat getting ready to be trapped in the world's rat trap. People had never been kind to him. Hence, he envied those who were better than him and were rather amused to think that someday they too would be tempted by the bait and be caught in the rat trap. He betrayed the trust of the old coveter by stealing his 30 hard-earned kenow. He was highly touched by the kind treatment given to him by Pedlar. Her kind gesture made Pedlar a good human and left her house like a captain, not a thief. He even signed himself as a Captain Worsnail on the letter which he left for her. He was not a bad man at heart, but only bound by his poor and unfortunate circumstances which forced him to lead such a life. Another character is Coveter. He is an old man who is another victim of loneliness in the story. He was living in a cottage without wife and child. That's why he was happy to see the peddler and made him comfortable by giving food and shelter. He was a hospitable and caring, but blindly trusted a stranger. Even showed the money which he had received after selling cream from Boozie's milk. Boozie is the name of his cow. Old Coveter was a good and trustworthy fellow. Now Iron Master, he was also a very kind and charitable person. When he saw Pedlar in the light of finance, he mistook him to be his army friend Neil Olive. Being a kind-hearted man, he was touched to see the peddler's condition and invited him to his house for Christmas Eve. Being determined to his words, he even sent Edla to convince him to receive his invitation. He was a good decision maker too. When he realized his mistake, he was not swayed with the emotion and instead asked the peddler to leave the house as soon as possible. Now another most important character of the story is Edla, the Iron Man's daughter. She was a compassionate, open and friendly woman. She was not a pretty but modest. She saw the peddler for the first time. She noticed that he was afraid. Either he had stolen something or had escaped from the jail. This shows that she was a good observer. She assured the peddler that he could leave as freely as he had come. This shows her friendly nature. She was a persuasive woman. She persuaded her father by saying that she cannot ask the man to go from their house on the Christmas Eve whom they promised for the Christmas cheer. Her kind gesture changed the poor and weak peddler and gave him power to change his ways and reform himself. Children, in this class we read about the theme of the chapter as well as the character of the chapter. In another video or the class we are going to read about the explanation. We will learn something about the story through explanation. So children, please read all the characters and the theme so that you can able to understand the chapter. Thank you.